Gender bias, the tendency to prefer one gender over another, which we often refer to as sexism. Well, today there is a spectrum of gender identities. I will focus on gender binaries of male and female. Gender bias has inadvertently taken a female face, and it is the most prevalent bias globally. Women make slightly more than half of the global population, and therefore gender has greatly affected human progress in all its aspects. We tend to see prejudice against women solely on the basis of their sex in all interactions of society, whether it is in our societies, communities, cultures, structures, institutions, governance processes, professional circles. In every day-to-day interaction, even the use of language, there is gender bias. Women pay a gender inclusion tax just for them to be included, to be able to participate in the table of life, whether it is in economic sectors, social sector, political sector, in all sectors of life, in all avenues of life, they are paying an inclusion tax. And there is nowhere women are paying an inclusion tax more heavily than in the professional circles and in the workplaces, where a woman has to pay a family penalty to advance in their career, or to pay a career penalty to advance in their family. Because the way our institutions, our management structures, and our culture at the workplace is configured, it does not promote an environment where a woman is able to excel in their family and excel in their career. And it's a high time we looked at our workplaces and see how can women be supported to be able to participate optimally in life, in both in their career and in the family, so that we reduce the burden of the inclusion tax. So we find that the progression of women is hindered by several types of biases, but I will just tackle the main one. Sticky flaws. Women enter the world of work at the entry level, and they find it very difficult to rise just from individual contributors to become team leaders of individual contributors, or team leaders of team leaders. Even to rise to management is an uphill task. Because at this time, women are either also considering raising a family or starting a family. Or even though they are not, the biases within the recruiters or the organizations and managers and HR, those who are in charge of career progression and movement, at the back of it, they regard women as a form of a risk. And therefore, they don't advance them in terms of leadership, because they're expecting somebody to be 100% available, and where availability is physical presenteeism, as opposed to measuring productivity and performance. So women remain at low-level jobs, beginner entry job, longer than men because of sticky flaws. Then there is the messy middles. When they manage, those ones that manage to at least have a glimpse or an entry into middle management, at this time again, they tend to stagnate a lot there. Generally, both genders do stagnate at middle management, because the middle, even from research, middle managers are the most dissatisfied employees in an organization. Probably because they feel the pressure from the top and the pressure from below. Those who are below them are actually forcing them to move up so they can also get promoted. Those ones who are above are not moving. And especially now, when you have got younger and younger leaders occupying C-suite positions. So it is worse off for female. And they stick in the middle there with a lot of stagnation. At the same time, at this time, women are caught up between being caregivers of their young children in the family, and most of the time, they are also the caregivers for their aging parents. So they tend to stagnate because they are so widely spread and there's so much demand on them in terms of their resources and their availability. So they are stuck in the messy middles. And many women, it's at this time that they ramp off from their career and they quit their jobs or take low-level jobs just to have a little much more time available to take care of their young families and also aging parents. Glass ceiling, whereby women can see senior management positions at the board level and C-suite level, but they are stuck at the messy middle and they are not able to rise up, and the barriers they need to overcome. organizational politics and biases against women and their career mobility. So, and the moment they make it through to the glass ceiling, they find another barrier or another phenomena called the sliding slopes. So women have been promoted, they've entered the C-suite, they've got the corner office, but the politics within the organization and the biases whereby the leadership is construed from the male lenses and the politics played within an organization are played using the tools and the landscape and the approach suitable for men. And therefore, women don't last long in those positions